Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the tangle Virya from Priya Sabhlok. And I hope I have pronounced all of that correctly. All right. This is a really, really gorgeous border tangle, but you could use this in a number of different ways. Make sure to take a look at the For More Inspiration link in the description section so you can see Priya's gorgeous samples. And and it's in looking at them. It's still a border or a string or a ribbon type of tangle, but you can use it to separate sections and create a reticula, things like that. Also, take a look at Priya's step out and scroll down so you can see some of the variations. I included 2 in my version of the step out, but just take a look, and then let your imagination go crazy, and you will probably come up with something very cool as well, if you want to do that kind of thing. All right. I think I'm going to, let's see. No, I'm going to go diagonal because I feel like it. I don't know if I can get more than, let's just try. I don't know if I can get more than 3 dots. So you start off with the straight line. Or, I'm going to dare say, and I'm going to go back and look while I'm saying it. Hers are mostly on straight lines. Oh, no, take that back. Well, no, kind of. Just take a look. There's the first one is on a Zendala, and just the way she has it, it is kind of straight line-ish. Anyway, all right. Well, that's what I'm gonna do. All right, let me back up. A line. That clarifies it, right? A line. Then, however you want to divide this, I'm just going to do, we'll call this like a fragment of the tangle. Although, as you look, she's kind of used this, but then repeated it. I keep having all of these extra thoughts. Wait a minute. Well, let's just do this. And let me not worry about extra and ways that you can use it and figuring things out. Okay. There we go. 3 dots. You can play amongst yourselves. However you want to play with it. Have fun. That's what Zentangle is, right? Okay. And as you can tell, they're even-ish. All right. Then, I'm sorry, I'm so goofy. We're going to start with the center orb. And 2 straight lines coming up. I'm going to take them, like that. Okay. Angling out. We're not really creating an X because we're doing it. Why did I need to turn that all the way this way? I don't know. I could have just kept it going. We're just putting like V's going. And you can see, I am here to prove that it doesn't matter how you started out, whether your things are even or not, it's all going to end up looking beautiful. It will, I promise. Okay, so coming from the outer sides of that filled in orb. Then, from these, same idea, we're going to the outside of the orb, right where that meets the line, like that, or close. We're going to do this one here too. Like that. And then this one. I was going to go a hair longer. All right. Like that. Then, you know what? I'm thinking, because a course correction that I've used before, when I have something that's just like, okay, it's obviously, it's not going to matter in the end, but I always like to point out course corrections when I could do it when I can do them. And here's what I'm thinking. And I'm going to try it with this first. So the next step is we're going to duplicate what we did here on the inside. It's not an aura, so to speak, because we're going to start at this point. So if you watch, well, that's kind of close, but that's all right. And come back sort of. Same thing here, starting at that point. There we go. And so they're kind of converging or merging on those ends-ish. So, because here's what I eyeballed as I was, and I don't know if you do this as well, but sometimes I'm seeing this and I'm imagining what it's going to look like, on that next step. And so what I was seeing, and I don't know if I should do it or not yet, I'm seeing that this could be this inside because of this angle. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Which means, so I'm going to do this one on the outside. Like that. It ends up one is bigger than the other, but I like the idea of the angle being similar. This angle being similar versus it was kind of wonky. Again, in the end, it doesn't matter, but that's one way to course correct. Okay, next, we're going to put kind of a diamond, and I have left these really, really big, but I was wanting to do it big anyway. And so this is up to you, however you want to do this, but we're kind of putting a diamond in the middle. It's not attached to anything. I'm following the shape of this, so it's kind of elongated, and then we're going to fill it in. Again, taking a look at Priya's step out, and also the samples, because you will see some different shapes, which is always nice because, as we say, there's no such thing as a mistake in Zentangle, meaning meaning it's not perfect, but that there's just you can't do anything wrong. If something goes awry, well, just keep going with it and see what happens. And it's you never know. We try to work our way. Not thinking about, oh, it must be perfect. Oh, it must be just like that. No. I do like to replicate things. So it's, for those of us that really like that versus, and also I have, trouble just, I'm just going to do whatever. No, I don't like that. So for those of us that are like that, just know there's no mistakes. It's all good. And then and work to embrace when things go awry. And that's also why I share, here's a way out. Just in case. All right. Next. I'm going to put a big, I call them flux shapes. And if you're not familiar with the Tangle Flux, you can search it on my channel. If you click on my name or my picture, and then that takes you to the the channel homepage, and then you can search FLUX is the how you spell the tangle. But so I'm going to start here on the orb. I'm going to come out and then turn around and come right back. It's a very thin flux shape. Now it looks like a propeller. Okay, and on my version of the step out, I did these first because I just wanted to make that shown that's a good way to do it. And then on the sides, and I'll just do one side here. And this is kind of like a C shape, right? Because we've started it on this, and we're coming around and coming down, to the orb. It doesn't have to merge in. It can, kind of go to the side. And this is like using the technique hollow bow. So like part of this is tucked behind that first one. And so you can just continue to do that. And as you notice, I'm kind of angling them down a little bit. So I'm always coming down a little bit from that tip. And then like right here, I'm just going to merge it in to that line. And I'm going to leave it at that. And then let's see if I can do the other side in the same direction here without turning it like that. Like that. Something on the end of my tile crumbs. And like this. I have a thought I might do something else, but let's see what the other side ends up looking like. Okay, same idea. You can't see what my hand is doing afterwards. I finished that, and then I kind of like, it's like a ta-da pose, and I'm like, oh, you can't see me, and I don't know why I do that, but I had to share it with you. You can just imagine. Oh, some things, I tell you what. All right, and this is where you might have to get a little creative if your sides are not even. And really, don't worry about it. Just keep, doing that shape until you fill it in. Now, here's what I was thinking. And really, it's interesting. And it's because, they were different shapes. But why not do this? Let's have this go behind like that. Oh, and I'll do it upside down here. And could continue this like that, just so that way it's kind of symmetrical. Ha! Neat! Okay, I like it. There's always a fix. Sometimes we just have to think outside of the box and be okay with, you know what? Okay, I'm just gonna try that and see what it looks like. And in my eyeballs, it seems like it's kind of evened it out. And I like it. Okay, that's fun. Now let's do some shading, and my pencil has disappeared again. It's always hiding on me, isn't it? Okay, let me find it. This is why I can't find it, because it's small. I am determined I'm going to use this until it's, until I can't use it anymore. Until I can't fit it in the sharpener. Oh, all right. So, shading wise, and especially because I did these extra little wings here, I see, obviously this is being on top, so I'm going to just put some shading along these lines. And then probably, I did kind of carry it there a little bit. This one's a little more. Again, a good place to start with the shading is where things, like I said, are tucked behind, or where things converge. And I'm going to put some there. And I think, let's see. Well, I'm going to debate. I might put some along this ridge because that would give it a little bit of a bendy look. A curved look. Now, why not? Because I was thinking, if I could put some here, because this could look like, you have this diamond shape and this diamond shape and they're layered. But then it's too much graphite kind of in the same place, I'm thinking. So why not make the rails bigger? Oh, first, you know what? Never mind. First, let's do this. Let's make this a bend in the center. So I put graphite right on the line. And I'm just bringing the graphite in with a scoochy motion. That's interesting. You know, and I think I'm going to. Oh, I made these so thin. Will it work? You know what? Even if it... Let's just do it. Because if it doesn't, I can just fill it in afterwards. Let's try the one. And let's do... Here's a smaller tipped Tortillion. And I just want enough to make a gradient. Like that. Oh my gosh. It helps to have some new tortillons laying around. Oh, look at how that's layering. Oh my gosh. And I also love how, okay, I had a thought and then I'm like, no, that won't. Yeah, it still worked. It was good. And of course, tons of things that you could do with this. You could put stripes in there, other, orbs or whatever. I mean, play with it however you want. That's what we're to do. That is very interesting looking. Okay. Interesting in a good way. Let's make that. Let's see. Because really, it's looking like it's this, like it's shaped this way. I am just having this urge, and I'm going to just go with it. I'm using what's left on the tortillon, so it's not too much. Let's flip it and do this one. Interesting. Now imagine this repeated, and that's what you could do. That's what I was trying to get out of my head earlier. Is this one section you could say is 3 dots, but then my brain went, well, okay, what if I just had enough for one more? Well, of course you could do it. And if you take a look at the For More Inspiration link, you'll see how she has one that starts it with these opposite. So the sky is the limit. Your imagination is the limit on what you could do with this, but it would carry out however you want it. And then just so I can describe, and on the step out, she has on the Zentangle one, these are all pointing in, and so these are the spokes pointing around. And then she has one of the variations at the top, so creating like a triangle. So lots of fun that can be had with this one. Really, really, really neat. And it's just, this has a bit of an, I don't know, I think an Art Deco-y kind of look maybe. It's just, really, really pretty. Totally geeked that I found this on Tangle Patterns. So, and I've mentioned before, I will sit and watch. And if you're not familiar, please, when you click on that link, you will then be familiar. I will sit and sometimes watch that, the banner thing that she has, just kind of, because it changes every so often. And then I either jot down the name of the tangle. If you click on it, it just resets it. You just go to the home page. Or I'll right click on one of the letters underneath it and open in a new tab. So that way, and then try to find it. But it's much better to write down the name, so that way, because sometimes, you click the tab and then you're like, wait, what was that called again? I know it starts with this, but, and also click to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed there, do that. Also, she has a link to Zentangle, and Zentangle HQ, we like to call it. And so I'd subscribe there, because there's always get information from the source too. And that's just, they don't put out tangles on a regular basis, but it's a wealth of information. Great. So if you've enjoyed this, and I hope you have, please click on the like button. And if you liked it enough to see more and you have not yet subscribed to the channel, would love to have you be a subscriber, so you can go ahead and click there as well. In the description section, I've mentioned the step out several times. I do my own version and then link to the creator of the Tangle. Below that, ways to connect with me, and I have all of these links are on one link. It's called Linktree, and you'll see that one link down below the step outs. On there, you will find links to my YouTube channel here, so you could do that, bookmark it if you like me enough, and that way you have the links to all my social media. Facebook, if you want to follow me there, I have a link to my page as well as our Tangle Addicts community group. So if you want to tangle with a bunch of Tangle Addicts, come and join the group and be a part of the conversation. We have a lot of fun. On my page, I do share classes and things like that. So, I post it on both. So if you end up, following both, that would be great. I also have a link to my website where you can follow my blog, and I have things like a daily tangle, and I do recaps of the free classes that I put out. And also on my website, you can see the free classes that I do, also the ones that have a fee. And, hopefully maybe you'd want to join in with us. We have a good time and create a lot of amazing, fun art. So I think that's it. So with that, thank you so much for watching. And I wish you happy tangling.